Debate live, uncut, and after show. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. If you'd like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere or are live. And there's also a PayPal crypto thanks button and Patreon in the info box below the video. Speaking of patrons, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of you who do support me on Patreon. So a massive shout out of thanks and appreciation to Smith Tools and Purchase, Level Plain Poem, Vitali Z, Colton James, BG, Survive the Spin, FE Patriot, Thomas van der Zander, Measured Flat, Chris Wouters, Sea Level Cultist, Mitch Kennedy, Rod, the name's Burley, Twodwazzle, Jason Hornsby, J-Mals 24, Unamento, Iron 26, Endless, Goldie McKinnon, Retro Bill, John Kays, Patrick Gunnels, Banter, Hairy Blade, Mobile Mac 777, Rob W, Del West Watson, Unbelievable Productions, Blue Ridge Ranger, Abraham Mohammed, Skeptic 936, Texas Mike, Chow Yun Cat, David Wayne Foster, and Dank. So another massive thank you to all of you for supporting me on Patreon. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected. And if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. Now, we are joined by Adam, Neil, and a whole bunch of people in the Flat Earth Debate Discord server, so welcome one and all.
Yeah, I'm confused.
What are you confused about, Neil? What's hard in your life?
You introduced it as the Uncut after show.
Yeah, I started both at the same time, which is, I don't know, I've probably done that once in the entire Flat Earth Debate career, or whatever you want to call it. The totality of Flat Earth Debate has only ever had me done that once prior from memory, which is start both Flat Earth Debate, Uncut and After Show, and Live Show simultaneously, which means that I've then got to think on the fly how to incorporate both intros, thank my Patreons, ask people to join live, tell people to share that. I've got to remember all of it, right? So I don't often do that. Is that why you were confused?
Yeah, a little bit. Everything's good. How's the weekend?
It's been good. It's been good. I mean, from the audience's perspective, they got everything all at once, right? They get to learn how to share the show. They get to learn how to contribute to me as a videographer, what you need to do if you want to contribute to the live show itself. You join with a little link that's underneath the show. You get the full shebango. In that intro, I was quite impressed that I managed to make my way through it without making any major mistakes. So I'm quite pleased with myself. Well done, me. Any evidence of a physical geometric sphere edge? That's a horizon formerly known as Earth curve.
I don't like that formerly known nonsense.
Okay. What's wrong with the formerly known as? People used to just call the horizon Earth curve.
But it never was.
Yeah, formerly known as. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but when you say formerly known as, it's like it was an Earth curve. But it never was. Same thing with gravity. It was never anything but a word.
Any scientific evidence of gravity?
Which gravity are you talking about?
It's not my claim, Neil. I'm not claiming anything. I'm just asking for the people who claim there is a gravity of any description, is there any scientific evidence thereof?
Negative. There's scientific evidence of relative density, right? This equilibrium, things go up, things go down, things stay in their equilibrium, right? And they call that specific gravity. I don't know why.
Yeah, you can put relative density disequilibrium effects through the scientific method. That is to say, if something is moving from disequilibrium to equilibrium, and you ask why did that happen, you can cause and affect that. I put it through the scientific method and establish that the change in the density of the medium, when varied, causes a vector change in a given object suspended in said medium. Well, that's science at its purest and very useful. It doesn't establish the reason why we have relative density disequilibrium effects to observe, because that would be a second order effect of entropy. And entropy itself is a description of a law of nature, and laws of nature are just that, things that occur always, as opposed to things you can put through the scientific method to figure out the cause of. You can't rewind the arrow of time to figure out what started everything. Now, I would suggest God started it all, because it's the only answer when looking at the ontological primitives. That is to say, either, in an either-or scenario, nature created what we experience, or an external entity, that is to say a god, or God, created what we experience. Now, given that the first answer, that's nature created us, is a first law of thermodynamics violation, I'm going to go with the only available alternative, which is that God is the answer to the start of entropic dispersion or any description held within the second law of thermodynamics. I can't ascribe anything else, but for the fact that we have the ontological primitives, I can make such a solid statement in that regard. That was a lot of S's. Hey, Brian. Oh, I can't talk more now. I'm in the supermarket. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Brian.
Hey, Nathan, my hands full. Thanks for the racism.
There's nothing wrong with a bit of casual racism against the Irish. I thought that was all in good fun. Isn't that still tolerable? Like gingers?
It seems to always be tolerable, I guess.
It's only the Scottish that get uppity about it. And not on your behalf either, I'm telling you that. Any single...
What did you call PJ, an intellectual entrepreneur, one time?
Me?
You used the word, no, Brian, when you came in with one of your remarks. And you compared him with PJ. Brian called him an intellectual entrepreneur or something.
Oh, Brian did, yes.
I've never said that about PJ, ever. Never. I've never said that about PJ. That's someone else.
No, it was you. It was a joke. Because he said you and PJ something. And you said, yeah, we're intellectual pioneers or something.
Wouldn't dare.
Yeah, maybe both of us. I said both of us. Yeah, because we were both being attacked by somebody at the time. Yeah, but I didn't personally attack PJ on his own.
No, I didn't attack him at all. You just said he's an intellectual pioneer, like yourself. And I agree.
Whatever. I wouldn't necessarily tar them two with the same brush, but there we go. Other than both being Irish, that's about it. Go ahead, whoever that was.
Nathan, are you covering anything on tonight's show? Or?
Yeah, you claimed you could describe the outside edge of our world, didn't you? With Dave Weiss.
What?
Yeah, you made some pretty loud claims there.
Oh crap!
What have you got to substantiate that?
Sorry?
What have you got to substantiate that you know what the outside extremities of the known world are? That's what you said. You answered in the affirmative when asked.
No, I don't make a positive claim of what's... What do you mean? Which party?
You were asked about the outside edge of our world, talking about ice walls. You know damn well what I'm talking about. You answered in the affirmative when asked if you know what it was. You said yes.
Well, I said the outside of... Well, what I said was the known region would be the Antarctic ice wall. But you're right. That's actually... You're actually correct. I don't actually know if it exists or not. You're right.
Well, why did you say it then? You're just a bullshitter. Dave Weiss has turned you into a bullshitter then.
No.
Stop.
No.
Shut up. Dave Weiss, your man next to you's just confessed to being a complete bullshitter and you didn't call him on it. Now, he was sat next to you, you being the authority figure, him being your little protege, who's been caught out as a little bullshitter. Yeah, he doesn't have a fucking clue. He hasn't been able to substantiate that shit he spouted while sat next to you, Dave Weiss. You're a bunch of liars. What are you doing here?
With me,
shh! What are you doing here, you liar? I don't respect you anymore, Angels of Light. We don't like your kind. Bullshitters. What are you doing here?
I just agreed with you that...
What, that you bullshitted? Yeah, I know. Now I'm asking what the hell you're doing here, given that you're a bullshitter.
Wow. Jeez, that's interesting.
Are you deaf? You are a charlatan like Dave Weiss. You just admitted to it live. So now, given that you've just admitted you haven't got the slightest shred of evidence for the shite you spouted live next to Dave Weiss, I'm holding him responsible also. He didn't call you on it. Now I'm saying to you, given that you are a bullshitter, that's a fact, what are you doing with us? Piss off back to Dave Weiss, you little bullshitter. Go back to Dave Weiss and bullshit with him. Don't hang around us. Are you deaf?
Oh, really?
Yeah, piss off to your bullshitting charlatan, Dave Weiss, who didn't call you on your egregious shite you spout. Me, I've called you on it. Now I'm telling you to get lost.
Wow, so I thought you liked my
No, I don't like
Now all of a
bullshitters.
sudden-
Are you deaf?
I
Well,
did
bullshit
admit
means-
that that's probably wrong
That's
what
it.
I said.
Are you deaf? Get lost. Go back to your bullshitting charlatan buddy Dave Weiss.
Why didn't you kick me?
I'm saying get lost.
Why didn't you kick me?
I don't need to kick you. I can tell you like I can tell others. My door's open, right? Now you can either be a man and walk out of your own volition, or we can all chastise you for being scum. You're a bullshitter.
Well, I'm not a bullshitter. You could.
You've just admitted to it. So substantiate the outside. So you're not a bullshitter. Substantiate that which you declared next to Dave Weiss. He's being tarred with it, you bullshitting liar. You said you could. You said.
wow.
And why are you interrupting me? You know you're a bullshitter.
okay.
You just admitted to it. Now you're saying, "Oh wow," through the top of me. Yet you know you're a liar. You cannot substantiate the outside edge. You said it next to Dave Weiss. He didn't say a damn thing, did he? I'll say it, and I'll call you out for what you are, bullshitter. Prove the outside edge.
You realize that.
Prove it.
Water needs a container.
Prove
Water
it.
needs a container.
Prove the outside edge.
What? Hey, wait.
Stuttering
Water needs a
bullshitter.
container.
Get out of my sight. Go back to your charlatan Dave Weiss, who doesn't call you on this shit. You stuttering bullshitter.
Hang on.
Prove
you
the
just
outside
called me
edge.
on it.
Prove the outside edge. You said it.
What? Yeah, fluid statics and fluid mechanics.
That proves an outside edge on the map that Dave Weiss held up, does it?
So does water require?
So does
a
that
container?
prove the outside edge you affirmed on Dave Weiss's map? Yes or no?
Well, water would need a container.
Is that a yes or a no,
What
you
it's like.
bullshitting charlatan? I don't need to hear you bullshitting me. It's a yes or no. Does that shite that you just gave me, bullshitter, prove the outside edge on Dave's map that you affirmed with a yes when asked? Yes or no?
Well, I don't know how far. Okay.
That'd be a no, bullshitter. You're not
Okay, yep.
welcome here. What you did when you shook hands with that shyster Dave Weiss was turned yourself into a bullshitter. And so you could sit next to him, talking shit. You affirmed that which you could not prove. Now you're getting shouted at, Angels of Light, while you sit off mute, yattering through the top of me chastising you for being a bullshitter, and you still feel you can justify that utter shite you spouted about some outside edge. No, you will not justify that ever, and you damn well know it, Angels of Light. That's why you're getting told off.
Okay, so I'm getting told off, but let me talk now. Can I?
No, stupid boy. We don't respect you anymore. We're telling you to get lost and go back to Dave Weiss, the charlatan, so you can carry on your perpetual bullshit motion with him, not us. We don't want to hear you trying to justify this total shite. You obviously haven't picked up any humility from Dave Weiss. You're here trying to justify it, aren't you?
You
Nathan,
sold out,
I
buddy.
agreed
Goodbye.
with you straight away.
You sold out to a
I agree.
bullshitting charlatan Dave Weiss. Now we don't want you
Sold
anymore.
out?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
How did I?
I'll go
What?
for that,
How did I
Nathan.
sell out,
Very
dude? I didn't get
small,
any money for anything.
Don't give a crap. You're there shite spewing with Weiss.
Bro, so you have a problem with Wise? How does
With
that affect
you,
me?
dumbass, with you,
Me.
talking nonsense.
Me.
Are you deaf?
Holy shit!
Not holy
Okay.
shit, don't blaspheme to me either. You insolent little brat. You are a bullshitter and you're getting told off for it. You don't have to blaspheme at me when I tell you off, but being a bullshitter. The reason you're a bullshitter is because you're hanging around with bullshitters. Dave Weiss is the said bullshitter you are hanging around with, being called a sellout for hanging around with.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
No, you can fuck off to the shyster known as Dave Weiss. You don't get to ask us anything anymore, you shyster. You bullshitter. You liar. You're lying to audiences about knowing the outside edges of our world in a world full of deception, where shysters just like you deceive us with shit they cannot back up and lie about. I don't want to be around you. You don't get to ask me anything, you stupid boy. Do you hear me?
Boy, so...
Yeah, boy, you don't get to ask me anything. You insubordinate, insolent little bullshitting boy.
I came here to look.
Stuttery! Go away. I don't want to know why you came here. I don't care. Go back to Weiss to talk shit next to him, another bullshitter just like you.
Okay,
See, if you wanna
So
help
get
with the
lost!
cascade,
Shut up, Discord or G+. So don't ask me anything. Don't try and justify your bullshit lies. Go back to David Weiss and talk more nonsense with him. Not on my show, sir. You want to stutter through me? Yeah, I know what you want to do, Angels. You want to get control of this discussion while I tell you off. No!
So I can't learn from an
No, you don't get anything from us anymore, you bullshitter.
So it's a person that's...
So you stutter, yeah, so get lost. Go back to Dave Weiss so he can teach you nothing, except how to be a shyster and a liar, like he seems to have successfully done already, because you're bullshitting about the map he puts up, aren't you?
No, I said...
So you can prove the outside edge of the extremities on that map you affirmed when Dave Weiss had it up and you were with him then? Or are you just going to yatter through the top of me, affirming that which you bullshit about, boy?
Oh. Yeah, so the outside edge of our known world,
There isn't one. You haven't got an outside edge. You can't prove that.
I know, that's what...
So then go back to Dave Weiss, you bullshitting little boy. You are not welcome here, and that is the reason why, you pathetic, insubordinate yatterer.
Wow, I thought you liked me before.
No, we previously past tense liked you before you turned into a bullshitter. And you know who turned you into that bullshitter that's now getting chastised? Dave Weiss. Another known bullshitter.
Okay.
So prove your outside edge of your known world with Dave Weiss. Here, when you even mention that context, you get shut down and called a bullshitter, told to sod off. Because that's what you are, bullshitter. You've got no right starting a sentence, well, the outside edge of our world that we know. We don't! That's the point! It's egregious. It makes me infuriated with you and Weiss, the bullshitters.
Okay, I would agree with...
Not okay! Get lost! Go away! Don't care what you would agree with.
You just asked me, though. Why'd you...
I'm telling you, get lost. You don't seem to be acknowledging it. You're still here. You're insubordinate. Go away, boy. You're not welcome.
You asked me to prove the outside.
No, I said go away. You said make me boot me, and you're still here being insubordinate.
Wow.
Yeah, fucking retard. You understand the scenario that's been summed up. You've been told to get lost. You've insisted that either I boot you or you stay because you want to take control of the conversation. No, it's been made abundantly clear to you, bullshitting little boy, that you're not welcome, and the reason's been made clear because you're a liar like Weiss. You admitted it immediately and then tried to justify your bullshittery. Now you're getting chastised. Nobody wants you here. There's a bar full of people staring at you because you're not welcome, and you don't want to walk out of your own volition. What, you want to cause a scene and have the barman physically remove you? Yeah, and that's not going to happen. We'll continue to chastise you for being a liar, a bullshitter, like Weiss, until you sod off of your own volition. You insubordinate little boy.
Not a boy, but can I explain why?
You are an insubordinate little boy who's still here after being told to go away.
You told me to prove the sphere edge.
Told you to go away.
Yeah?
Told you to go away, and why?
You want me to go away, and why?
Are you deaf or just stupid? Has Weiss made you retarded too? Yeah, is it not abundantly clear after 8 times of me telling you, you're not welcome, you're a bullshitter? You bullshitted about the outside edges when Dave Weiss held up a map that you can't prove. And now you're not welcome. Is that not clear? I've told you 8 times.
Wow, so I'm a new flat earther, Nathan.
You're a wanker and a liar and a bullshitter on Weiss's show. So not only is Weiss on shows with newbie dicks that don't know what they're talking about and bullshit, Wow,
How come we
Weiss.
haven't done debates, Nathan?
Wow, Weiss, is this what you took on your show to lie to an audience next to you about your map? Was he your stooge, your newbie flat earth stooge, there to lie about knowing what the outside edges were?
I thought large bodies of...
I don't care what you thought, boy! Do you not understand that I'm talking on my show about Weiss and his stooge, you, a bullshitter? You seem to think that I want to hear your voice. No. I'm describing to my audience that's not an invitation for this dick, this boy, this insubordinate tosspot to start talking. But of course, he's off mute. He's decided that this is his platform when he's been told he's not welcome because he's a liar. There's you off mute, yeah? Go on mute while I talk about your shyster guru Dave Weiss. And I needed a newbie, self-confessed new flat earther to sit alongside him on his shows. Why is Weiss peddling new flat earthers who don't know a thing on shows? Oh, right, because he needs them to be a stooge and lie for him. That's why. I'm summarising, Angels. I don't need your input. You don't need to come off mute. I've told you to go away. Don't know why you're coming off mute in my show.
Oh.
Go on mute or piss off.
You like my debates?
You're not being asked anything, idiot. You're not being asked anything, moron.
I'm sorry.
You're not being asked anything, you stupid insubordinate boy.
I don't need to.
You're not being asked anything, you stupid stuttery insubordinate little boy. I'm talking about your guru, Dave Weiss, another known charlatan. The one who has a self-confessed new flat earther. Why would Dave Weiss put a quote, new flat earther? I'm a new flat earther, Nathan. All right, Dave Weiss saw fit to put you in front of thousands of people. Wow. Is it because he just needed a stooge to lie about the outside edges of our known world that we don't know? I'm pretty sure that's what you've just admitted to lying about there, Angels of Light. It's the reason I've told you to go away. You still here, though, insubordinate little boy?
Mm-hmm.
So go away.
Are you done? Are you done?
On my own show, telling someone to go away because they're insubordinate, repeatedly summarising what a lying shyster they are, like their guru Dave Weiss?
You're making...
No, I'm not done. No, you are interrupting me, though, the Angels are like, while I summarise what a shyster liar you and Weiss are. You're interrupting me, though, aren't you?
Jeez.
Are you done interrupting me?
Yeah.
Are you done interrupting me there, Angels are like?
Is that a question?
Doesn't seem like you're done interrupting me when you were first asked the question. Seems like you're going to perpetually interrupt me whether I like it or not on my own frigging show. I'm not Weiss, boy. Yeah, I'll tell you off and correct you when you get things wrong. What you will do, because you're insubordinate, is chat through me while I correct you. You don't want to be educated, you want to talk through me. I'm educating you and correcting you on how wrong you were. And rather than accepting the criticism, accepting the correction, you've attempted to justify it because Dave Weiss has bigged you up like you're something special. You're not. You're a stooge there for Dave Weiss to lie about the outside edges like you did.
Yes, sir. I'm still praising God.
Sorry.
Right, remove this man. He's playing sound bites on my show now live. He's now destroying my show. Remove him. If there's a mod in the house, please remove him. He's obviously decided that he's playing sound bites on my show now. This isn't your show, arsehole. Don't do that.
That was an accident, sorry. But can I...
Yeah, you're an arsehole. You're an insubordinate retard who can't, manage to not play things intentionally? Yeah, you can't got control of your fingers? Yeah, you've been removed by one of the moderators for your lies, presumably about accidentally playing something on my live stream. Not accidental. He must have pressed something while he was moving his mouse around. A lying shitbag was just trying to destroy my live stream, because that's what he's here for. If he's not on Weiss's show lying to his audience about known edges of worlds that we don't know, he's here playing shit on my show and claiming he did it accidentally. Yeah, we don't want you here, Angels. Yeah? You're not welcome anymore. Thought that I've made it abundantly clear the 10 times you got told.
It was very interesting how much he didn't want to go and how much he wanted to stay around being an asshole. And create a straw man argument. He wanted to talk about fluid dynamics. As if you were making a claim about there being or not being surrounding for the water that we have in our oceans. He was making a claim that it's an ice wall at a certain distance that's blocking these waters. He wanted to do a reversal of the burden of proof via a straw man. There's an honest flat earther for you there. Another bullshitter.
Yeah, and if he would have sat there and held David Weiss to task, that's a different story. You joined right in.
Yeah, he's not holding Weiss to task. He's backing him up with his lies. That's why he's not welcome here anymore. Yeah, audience, if you don't get it. When someone like Weiss lies, we step in and go, that's bullshit. What are you doing? Now, what we get as a response typically is chastised in response. extradited from a community that we built in response. Yeah? That's what we get. And I'm sick of it. Dave Weiss is a shill. He's a lying shill who'll lie to you about knowing the outside edges of worlds, with maps that have been debunked in a humiliating way by his other shill buddy, Jaron Campanella. So they're all shills, they're all on the same side. Dave throws them up and Jaron bats them out the park.
Actually, no, that map wasn't debunked by the TFE. But they promoted it as if it's debunked or not debunked. It's all bullshit. It's a map. The sun has nothing to do with it. That map, the sun has nothing to do with it. So we can't debunk a map with the sun and what it does, right? Or doesn't do. Doesn't matter. So that's bullshit as well. That's another heap of bullshit. Is it debunked? Is it not debunked? It goes to show they don't understand the map, number one, that they're promoting or trying to destroy. And it goes to show that the people shouldn't be listening to them because they don't know what they're talking about. There's a Liam, right? Liam put a post into Master B on Saturday. And this is a conversation between these two women who are Christians who are attacking Flat Earth, right? And if you want to play that, that shows exactly what the outcome of what David Weiss promotes and things that like the likes of Angels agrees on with him on, right? Shows the result of that for us.
You got it.
If you want a video to respond to,
yeah.
I'll throw it in the Master B. It's excellent. 1 second.
Yeah, this is the problem, right? I don't want to argue some reverse position in a burden of proof reversal where I've got to justify some outside edge of some known flat world when Earth's measured flat. I don't have to justify anything. I'm not a cartographer. But Dave Weiss seems to think he is. Yeah? As he cons people into buying his app with a map he had no part in making. Now, that is just con artistry. Because he's not telling the world the reality of the world that's measured flat. He's talking about ice walls and domes. And he's talking about 9/11 truth. He's a charlatan and a shyster, and I'm sick of him being in my community of flat Earth. The community that understands Earth is flat. That knows it's measured flat. That doesn't justify a bleeding ice wall that we have no idea about because we've been forced into a position to do so at the behest of our controlled opposition opponents who want flat Earth to be some nonsense waffle about ice walls. Yeah? You'll have Dave Weiss peddling that crap with as many stooges as he can muster around him, in this case, Angels of Light being one of them. There to affirm that, oh yeah, we can definitely talk about this rhetoric, about this ice wall and the extremities of our known world. Like, how the bloody hell do you know? You don't. Just some tosser here flogging an app with some new flat earther next to you, backing you. Yeah? Someone will later come onto the actual Flat Earthers show to talk through the guru who knows what he's talking about. That's what this new Flat Earther will do in his insubordinate tosspot nature. Yeah? Dave Weiss stooge. Why are you still here, Angels of Light? That's what a question I do want answering. Why are you still here?
You still were muted.
That is that's in the Master B there.
Yeah, I want to actually learn. That's why.
So what are you doing with Dave Weiss if you want to learn? You want to learn? What are you doing with Dave Weiss then? Did you learn about the ice wall that you backed him with? Did he teach you that?
Well, no.
So why did you back him up with it then? If he didn't teach it you and you're here to learn, and you didn't learn that from him, why did you back him on it? Just wanted to stick your tongue up his arse?
No, it's just basically fluid statics and large bodies of water require containment. So then there would have to be something holding in water. That's my claim.
No, that's not what you affirmed to the question being asked about the outside edges of the extremities on the map Dave was holding up. That's not what you affirmed on that show. Do we need to go and dig out what you affirmed?
Yeah. I said the known...
We can go dig it out, you lying shyster.
Okay, you can, if you want.
No, we could just have you having a bit of humility and accepting that if you're here to learn, you don't know the outside edges of the extremities of the map Dave was holding up when you referred. Is it just you learning while you're talking through me, you insubordinate little prick? Is it just me, or is he off mute while I'm talking? You're not here to learn, Angels of Light. You're here to kiss ass and make headway. That's what you're here to do. That's why you're next to Weiss. Yeah, so you can make a reputation for yourself. That's why you're with Weiss, because he hasn't taught you anything. If you're here to learn, what have you learned from Weiss? Name 3 things. Go.
Actually, I didn't say I wanted to learn from Weiss. He just asked me to come on a show with him because he watches my TikToks.
All right.
That's how I get. Yeah.
All right. So from us, you want to learn. You just want to extract and take from us. But from Weiss, you get publicity.
There's nothing about publicity.
So you're laughing at me? Wanker, don't laugh at me or I will remove you, you insubordinate little twat. How dare you? You are a retard, Angels of Light. You're a spastic, a retard, a dumbass. You don't know anything about this subject. You humiliate the people who do.
I do.
You're talking through me while I tell you off. You want to learn? Learn some humility. Sit there, shut up while I tell you how dumb you are. You're dumb. You know why you're dumb? Because you hang around idiots like Weiss. Idiots who spew nonsense. They're not helping you. They're making you more stupid. Do you understand what I just taught you, Angels of Light here to learn? Do you understand what I just taught you?
I guess so.
Right. So why, given that I've just explained to you how ignorant you are, would you feel it necessary to go and associate with someone like Weiss, given how unbelievably arrogant and idiotic and nonsensical the stupid shit Dave Weiss spews is? What did you feel you would benefit from such interaction?
Did I think I'd benefit? No, I just thought he asked me to come on a show. He watches my lives all the time when I debate flat earthers. He liked my style and he let me on.
I see. You didn't say, I'm just a newbie, like you told me earlier while you were talking through me. You didn't say, would that be a really good idea, given I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about and I'm really new to the subject? You went, yeah, okay, I'll go and sit next to you even though I'm a newbie, correct?
Well, I agree with you. I don't know how long, I don't think he knows how long I've been a flat earther for. But,
I'm not asking him, I'm asking you. Even though you know you don't know much and are new, you agreed anyway, correct?
Yes.
Dave, why didn't you vet this spastic? You just asked him because you liked his TikToks. Did you not know he was a complete noob and doesn't have a clue? All right, that's because Dave Weiss doesn't care. He doesn't vet the idiots that he puts in front of people. Me, I've got an open door policy. Any idiot can walk into this bar. That's well known. Yeah? I mean, it's not like Dave Weiss is coming here to get educated. Dave Weiss is just here to screw communities out of money so he can pay for his boat. That's what Dave Weiss is here for. Didn't you know that, Angels of Weiss? Do you want to affirm that you've now learned that Dave Weiss is just here to pay for the boat? Facts, Angels of Weiss.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
It's asking for an affirmation. Dave Weiss is here to pay for the boat with app sales, Angels of Weiss. Do you understand me?
He's paying for a boat.
You just need to say yes, you complete clown. Yes, I understand what I've been told. You've been told. Now you need to affirm because you seem to be stutteringly repeating it rather than saying, yeah, I understand you told me 3 times. He's paying for the boat with the app sales. He's not interested in... Yeah, I haven't finished. I'm repeating it a 3rd time, you stupid little boy. Yeah, you seem to have stuttered the same thing I said to you rather than affirming that you understood. Now you're off mute again while I try and repeat it for a 3rd time. You didn't affirm the first 2 times, you stupid little boy. So I'll repeat it again and hopefully at the end of the 3rd rendition, I'll get a stupid idiot boy telling me he understood. Do you understand, boy? Dave Weiss isn't here to educate people. He's here to pay for his boat with app sales. That's not me asking you, it's me telling you. A fact. He rubbed my face in that fact, in case you want to know where I got it from. Do you understand, boy?
Yeah, I understand.
Good. Now sit down and shut up. To my audience, Dave Weiss is a shyster. He's a con man, a grifter, a con artist only here to pay for the boat. The boat that he had Jaren on and Witsit on. This is a boat that he has all the shills on. And he's paying for that boat with your money that you buy his app with. So he can tell you lies with newbies that don't know a damn thing about the subject. Not me. Me, he'll tell to get lost when I try and, quote, educate him, like Angels of Weiss here claims he's here to get. So he's here to get the education from me to go and bullshit next to Dave Weiss, who garners all the support and money. while he lies and bullshits about the extremities of worlds he doesn't know. Yeah, it's a cruel world where the people who actually do know stuff have shyster liars like you, angels of Weiss, coming to get the good information so you can go and peddle it next to the charlatans who grift the money from the community. The one that I built. Yeah, Weiss just stripped it of all its cash. I didn't ask you anything, angels of Weiss. Sit down and shut up was the last instruction you had from me.
Wow. You built
sit down and shut up. That means sit down, you insubordinate little boy, and shut up. It doesn't mean I'm asking for a colour commentary of oh wows, you stupid little tosser. I'm not asking for you off mute either, idiot boy. Weiss is here to grift the community. That's his only purpose here. He's here for money. That's his only purpose. If he had any intention of providing decent information, he'd listen when people gave him a decent education, the one you claim you're here for. Weiss wasn't interested in learning about science. Weiss wasn't interested in learning the actual black swan argument. Weiss isn't interested in learning how Earth's measured flat. Weiss is interested in telling people about the extremities you lied about next to him. That's what he's interested in, because that's what he flogs his app on. Yeah? The one he pays for the boat with. The one he rubbed my nose in while I tried to educate him on what science is. Yeah? Now we're all clear.
I was just going to ask you, didn't you say you could have been part of all of this? Rubbing it in your face? The yacht?
Yes, Neil. That's correct. We're surrounded by scammers and charlatans who bleed this community I love dry of money with nonsense waffle on apps that are worthless other than helping the opposition with arguments they'd love to argue with us about. That's what Dave Weiss supports. Our opponents' desire to argue about nonsense rather than about how Earth's measured flat.
You get props for that name, though. I thought you were making a mistake. Angels of Weiss. You deserve it, angels. I'm sorry, but you deserve this chastisement because you were here sitting with us and getting educated. And then you went and shook hands with the devil.
Yeah, so I've been here
I don't want you around.
Probably.
I don't want you around.
I've been here for 5 shows.
I want you to go away. I don't trust you. I never will trust you.
Shout out to Duncan
Go away.
McLeod.
You're a fraud.
Who says, for $5, Angels of Weiss, laughy face, laughy face, laughy face. Thank you for the super chat.
I've been here for like 5 shows.
Nobody cares. Nobody asked. Nobody asked how long you've been here.
Nobody cares.
Actually,
nobody wants you. I don't want you around.
Nobody.
I'm not in a position to be able to. If I could delete you permanently off of Discord, I would, but I'm not in a position to do that.
That's all right. I won't come back after this. But I really want to know, Nathan.
Well, what about if you just go away?
Everyone's always welcome back. I mean, you're welcome back on tomorrow's show. I mean, I'm very fickle.
I am.
Of course. Do you not listen to my intro?
Well, I thought you wanted me banned.
I said get lost. Go back to Weiss is what I said. Go back to Weiss so you can lie to more audience. That's what I told you. I said you're not welcome. Do you feel welcome? I said you're not welcome here. Do you feel welcome?
Well, not today.
Well, the door's still open. You're still here. Nobody's taken you by the scruff of the neck and kicked you out. You're just not welcome. So you don't feel welcome. Yeah, that's what you've been told you're getting. The door's still open to everyone. Dave Weiss could walk in, the charlatan shyster, to have a strip torn off him. He's a coward, and he won't. You have.
You want to name off flat Earth proofs? Hey, Nathan,
no, nobody asked you for anything. I don't need any flat Earth proof, thanks, from a newbie that doesn't know what he's talking about and lies on Weiss's shows. No, thanks. Don't need anything from you. Go away.
Oh, okay.
Why would we need your flat Earth proofs?
Been here 10 years, mate. I don't need anything from you.
Well, that's the thing. I'm new, and you guys are treating me like I'm some big name.
Some liar. You are. No, we're treating you like a liar. We're treating you like a liar because you are. You admitted it when you first got here. You admitted to it immediately.
I didn't admit to lie. I said I made a mistake.
Made a mistake, did you? A mistake that you were so emphatically affirming in the positive to a guest who asked you something. It was a mistake, was it, when you affirmed so diligently in the positive? Yes, you affirmed when asked about the outside edges of the world that you're now interrupting me about. This shystery, Weiss-like behaviour is not going to make you any more welcome here, Angels of Weiss.
Yeah, he used the word known, as in to imply that you know these extremities.
Yeah, I said,
you know them, do you?
Yeah, I said that.
You know them, do you?
Yeah, I said.
Do you know them? You've
I said
investigated the
that.
distance to these extremities, have you?
Have I what?
No,
Sorry.
you haven't. You've
I can't
investigated
hear
the distance to these extremities, have you?
Have I measured it? Did you say?
Investigated.
Investigated the distance.
Investigated the distance? No, I wouldn't know the distance.
So yet you were
That's
so
why I
bold
said
as
that.
to affirm this when asked. Yeah,
But
yeah.
you
We know you're a
yeah,
bullshitter. That's
yeah.
why you're not
You
welcome.
said known.
I've
You
got
said known.
Okay, so
So that means you would know
what did I say?
about these
The edge of
extremities.
our no. I'm going to pull up the video to see what exactly I said.
We know
Can we
what
do
you
that?
said.
I don't care. We heard what you said. And we heard what you said here.
Okay.
You're a bullshitter.
All right.
Anybody who's
I'm not a
bullshitter
dude.
would have left
I used
immediately. The fact that you're still
I used
around
to.
tells everyone in volumes that you're just a complete charlatan. You're some kind of an agent. I don't watch you.
Oh wow.
I don't trust you. Yeah, I don't trust you at all. My spidey sense has been up concerning you for a good while, but I couldn't say anything about it. I just kept it to
What?
myself.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you didn't
Yes,
like
that's
me
right.
from the
Really.
beginning?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you're a
Let's just
bullshitter.
answer him. Yes, really. We have a nose
Okay.
for bullshitters, Angels of Weiss. We sniff them out. They stink.
So when you did the actual reviews of my debate, you said I did a good job, didn't you? You liked my debates, didn't you? Were my
Oh, yeah, it's
debates
great.
good, or didn't you?
Great. I'm sure you probably had some of
Okay.
some of
So-
our
so-
rhetoric to repeat that you learnt here. I'm sure it was really good until you started lying about Dave Weiss's known world and the extremities thereof that he had up on an app that he was flogging, that you
Okay.
seem to be affirming, and now you're talking through while I affirm again your egregious lies. You seem to be muttering through the top of me, affirming that which we don't welcome you for.
Well, so this is how you treat new people to the community.
You're not new.
Nathan.
You've
This
been here
is
a
your
while. You're
community
not
that
new.
you
That's a lie too. You're so not new that you've got a full string of Twitter that Dave Weiss has found you with and then invited you to lie on other shows with. That's not being new, you bullshitter.
Nathan,
This
I've
is how
been
we
a
treat
flat
bullshitters.
earther for 2.5 years.
You're not new,
Two
you're
and
a
a half.
bullshitter. You don't seem to be getting it.
Okay, wait. So 2.5 years being a flat earther, that's not a new flat earther.
Right. Yes, sir. It's absolutely a new car. Straight off the
Awesome.
2.5 years of use that it's had.
So I am a new flat earther then.
No. In the same way that a 2.5-year-old car's not new, you're not a new flat earther. What you are, for the 12th time, is a bullshitter.
And I admit it, I probably shouldn't have made a positive claim about what the edge of a known world is.
You hear that, Dave? The guy you didn't vet knew in his own confession, 2.5 years old, definitely a late model. Yeah, he probably shouldn't have bullshitted with you, Dave. He's now admitting it on my show. I mean, I don't know if Dave Weiss is going to do anything about this. Maybe make a retraction. You know, maybe go back to the videographer that he had this bullshitter on with him that maybe shouldn't have been bullshitting. Now he's on a different show. Is Dave Weiss going to deal with this? Or is it just us that has to deal with Dave Shyster's shite when the mistakes that get aired by us pointing them out to stuttery, interruptory boys who eventually admit the same thing they've been called out and admitted to immediately. Eventually they get round to admitting it again, like he just has. Yeah, this is a major problem for Weiss. You're just a new, actually 2.5-year-old in the subject, flat earther on a show with Weiss talking crap. Something we've already got an issue with Weiss for, Angels. Yeah, we've already got, plenty of issues with Weiss. You're just as bad as him now. That's the real problem here. I mean, I won't care when you're off the show in an hour.
I got some
know
advice
that,
for you.
Okay. So
Hold on, let me give him some advice. Angels, listen. Go away and
Yeah.
say how, here's a good proof for you. We see too far. Go stand next to David Weiss now.
I got way more evidence than that, but okay. So we're having. Are you talking
Who
about the
cares what
PhD
you have?
interview?
You're missing the point. It's because you're a bullshitter. You're missing the point. You're still trying to, because
No,
you think that you're smarter than everyone else, as the usual bullshitter does.
No,
You're
I
completely
don't.
missing the point.
No, I don't.
Nobody cares what you have to say. Nobody cares if you got the 10 best flat earth proofs in history. You're a bullshitter and a liar, and I don't want you around. Nathan can have you around if he wants. He said, his show. I don't want you around me personally. I don't want you around me or represent me or have nothing to do with me because you're a liar. It's that simple. It's about character, not about your intelligence or the amount of proofs you have. It's about whether you're a liar or not, and you are a liar.
Yeah, Nathan raised
I
the
made a
standard
positive-
today, buddy, and I'm glad.
Yeah, but like
Well,
when
Nathan
there's-
never.
Oh my God, nobody's asking you anything. You don't seem to get it. Yeah, like when there's other people, right? There's other characters, I'm not going to name any, right? That we have the same sort of discussion with, and then let's say they've wronged Adam as he's not here, and he can't defend himself, as it should be, right? But then when there's people that have wronged Adam, and then he's looked to me to side with him, and I've gone, yeah, I side with you implicitly, and then welcome that person back on the show the following day, and I was like, what the hell? This person should be obliterated. And you're like, no. Everybody's welcome back the following day. There's about a half a dozen examples. I can probably count on one hand how many people are actually sincerely banned from the show. You know, and you've got to do something pretty egregious. Like Brenda, suggesting that I should have my kids removed from me by social services. That'll get you permabanned. Yeah. But you've got to go to those sort of extents. The rest of it's just bravado on my part. Yeah? Like the following day if you're back. You know, that's how it is. That's how it's always been for 10 years. So that means that I am often in a really weird position where someone's saying, you agree with me? Yeah, outrageous behaviour. Well, then why haven't you banned him? Oh, no one gets banned. They're all welcome back the following day.
Yeah, but these are the things.
Warmly welcome back.
Warmly, yeah.
These are the things that come back to bite you and haunt you, Nathan. Someone like Angels of Light, as I said, it doesn't matter how smart someone is or how many proofs they have. If they're a liar, and they should not be around you or representing you.
Okay.
So anyone who hears his voice on this show, anyone who hears his voice on this show, whether it be from Discord or elsewhere, from here on in, as far as they're concerned, especially as he's going to be pretending he's on the flat earth side, as far as they're concerned, he represents us. That means you're being represented by a liar.
Yeah. And they're
No,
all...
not really. Hold on.
No.
He's going to be, if he comes here, he's going to have about 10 pairs of eyes just staring at him.
Exactly.
That's on him.
Exactly. If you want to sit in the bar where everybody stares at you and hates you, that's on you. You can still walk in. It's a public bar. That's the point. That's the format. Now, sometimes I get it. People don't like it, especially people who get to be friends with me. They hate it especially. Sometimes they'll fall out with me over it. I've had that happen multiple times. Unfortunately, that is the format. But ask me if Ranty, Jose, Jaron, ask me if they can enter this bar. The answer's yes. Yeah, the door's still open. There's no barman at the door. Doorman at the front door saying, nah, your name's not Jack. You cannot come in. I'm sorry. There's no doorman.
Yeah, but if you're looking for a better clientele, you're looking for an honest clientele, then why would you allow bullshitters in? On the Globe side, I understand it up to a point. But on our own side, just for me, it makes absolutely no sense. Because you're representing us when you're allowing them on the show. Hey,
you, as with any publican, you have the right to refuse service, don't you? That's all you've got, though. But it's still a public bar. I have the right to refuse service. I can always exercise that right. Go ahead, Chocolate.
No, just saying good morning.
Morning. I love it.
We're not in a bar, though, Nathan. We're not in a bar. So,
Okay.
Metaphor.
Try to tie us to... 1 second. Sorry, just very quickly, Nathan. Trying to tie us to the rules, the rules of some publican means absolutely nothing. If you're going to allow him to be coming in, representing flat earth on your show to your audience when he's a known liar and a fraud that you cannot trust, then I don't know. I hold no hope for you.
I'm not letting him do those things. Those are the things he does, and we can challenge him if he's here in the bar. We can do those. We can challenge those things. If we bar people, all of them, right? These same people would claim we're in an echo chamber. It's like, really? You can walk in at any time? It's like, yeah, but you can control the bar. It's like, of course I can. It's my bar. You're just saying I'm not allowed to keep control of my bar when people start throwing pool cues around. No. They'll get their arm behind their back and they'll be tossed out. Of course I can control my bar. Now, that's a metaphor. Yes, I can shut down your line if you get so triggered that you cannot shut your mouth while I tell you off for doing something naughty. Does that mean that I'm not going to let you back in the following day because you got told off? No. I'll still let them back in the following day. The door is still open. Now, I get you're saying I don't have to obey those rules. Those are arbitrary. I made the rules.
Now, see, if Angel's smart, he would keep coming in every day. Just take chastisement because you're going to get educated here. or on Quantum Eraser's show. But my advice to you would be, I don't care who they are. You don't shake hands with them when you know that they are scammers. We've been dealing with Weiss, Kieran, and Whitsitt for the longest time. So to sit down with any one of them and not be there to withstand them to the face, then you got no business being here.
Right, there's a distinct difference between this now with Brian, because this is going to be maybe a little bit harsh, a dagger, right? I'll use Neil as an example because he's had this. When he's got here and gone, I'm disappointed in everybody, where is everybody? And I've gone, even you, Neil, are not obliged to be here. If you didn't turn up, and I shrug my shoulders, I'm not on camera, but imagine I've just shrugged my shoulders, right? That's the reality of it. It works both ways. That is to say, as much as... Now, Brian's a different example because literally I've had phone calls with Brian laughing about some of the flat earth arguments, but it's when I'm off the clock. That is to say, I've like stepped out of a home ed class to have a chat with Brian and have a laugh at the ballers. Now, that's me enjoying my personal time with a friend as opposed to what I'm saying to Neil now when I go, you're not obliged to be here. You don't have to be here. So while the door is open to our opponents, and it's like, well, if you align with the rumpus because he's here telling you that the world's a ball, no, don't align with the rumpus. Is the door open to him? Well, actually, rumpus, no, it isn't. He's one on the half a dozen people that's banned because his lies became so egregious that he was saying, you do, you do, you don't, you don't, you do, you do, in the same breath, to the point where this person is only here to deceive people. That's his only motivation. It's his raison d'etre. At that point, yeah, okay, fine, you'll get banned for that. When you're just being chastised for becoming a bit of a bullshitter because you've hung around with Weiss, that's not the same as rumpus, is it? Let's be fair. So, you've got to be bullshitting straight like that, on that scale, every minute of every second that you're appearing on the show, like Rumpus did for 4 years straight, to get banned for that. It's got to be on a completely different level. You know what I mean?
Really? Well, go on, Adam.
I've been listening, and the reason I joined was your critique, because not got to go here, but just to, we often do, right? Disagree with it. I was listening to that, and he just mentioned the rumpus, yes, and you have to be egregious continually. I welcomed Angels of Light when he first came in, where he did appear to be wanting to learn. I think me and you, Brian, watched a video with him in, didn't we, with very raised eyebrows, not just with regards to what he was saying and what he was claiming, but with regards to the background set as well. Started to become a very suspicious figure with David Weiss, and now doing this. And this is where I think it's great. We've got Flat Earth debate, and they come and they behave like they did, not as they're proclaiming they are, newbies wanting to learn. What they demonstrate of their behaviour, which is to be disruptive, duplicitous, liars, and to pump an agenda they can't support. That's what Angels of Light demonstrated on Nathan's show today. And without Nathan's show, that wouldn't have been shown. He would be this face of a flat earther. Yeah, without the opposition, without us true flat earthers standing up and saying, no, they're not our standards. You can't play ice walls. Yeah, unless you can back it up. Why are you hanging about with shields? And when he fails to answer these points in any genuine manner, then the audience is informed properly, and they are able to look at it and make that distinction between shillbox like this who've just got into bed with Dave Weiss and real flat earthers like this.
Yeah, none of us would have ever went on that show unless we were there to withstand him with everything he said to his face and show him how he's constantly promoting a ball. If any one of us would have sit with David Weiss, that would be the only reason.
I'm just going to run this by you guys, right? So, Adam said the true flat earthers. I'm just thinking that out loud. How about if we just shorten that to true earthers? How does that sound?
I like it.
It's got a ring to it, that. Sounds vaguely familiar, doesn't it?
Oh, we could call ourselves the TFEs. We could call ourselves the
It's that
TFEs.
point of distinguishment, isn't it, though? Yeah? We are actually in a place where we you have to pick a phrase, make a phrase up to try and say, yeah, I know that Angels of Light, Dave Weiss used the tag flat earther, but we're the proper ones. Proper flat earthers. Then, yeah, so we can't be accused of being a true earther, yeah? But that's sadly what Brian's asking for. And his fear is that Muppets like this get lumped in with us. And their arguments are things that are put to us when people talk to us about flat earth.
What about people's front of Judea?
No, fuck them bastards. It's the splitters. Yeah.
Well, Nathan, it's about
Why
representation.
don't we call ourselves people and not worry about the flat earther part?
Hey, John. Go ahead, Brian.
I'm just saying, it's about representation. Who do you want to be represented by? Do you want to be represented by Angels of Light? And what other nonsense he's going to say when he's not around here? Because you know he's going to say all kinds of rubbish. He's just proven it. And he's admitted to lying to an audience with David Weiss. And then he carried on trying to create a reversal of the burden of proof and a straw man against you. And
He's trying to
then,
justify it.
Yeah, like, there was nothing honest being shown here. Why would you want to tolerate someone like him? I don't know.
Brian.
You can do what you want. But
Brian,
for me,
it
it
goes-
makes no logical sense. Go on, Nathan.
Brian, it goes deeper than that because when Nathan had his tooth issue and there was no show going on, Angels of Light was here. And he came right after he did this thing with David Weiss when that video aired. I think he was here the next day. So he knew what he was doing. Got to come in here and smooth it over before we got you.
Well, I have yet to hear anyone come in and say, I'm just here to learn for wasting the bullshitter. Because everyone who has said that so far that I've heard in 10 years is a bullshitter.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
true.
it is a repeating theme. Where what Brian's suggesting, I'm sorry to just repeat almost verbatim what you've just said, Brian, but for the audience's benefit, it is worth reiterating. We get this pattern. Someone comes in and says, no, I'm just in a high-pitched voice, I'm just here to learn. Now, that is normally followed by them being quite disruptive, telling you you're wrong about what you're claiming. That's the pattern, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you know? Angels of Light follows up that pattern.
Unfortunately, it does seem to be the pattern. Every time we hear that's, I'm just here to learn, it always turns into some crap. Not sure why that is. Not sure why that's the intro for that, but okay.
The other one is, I'm a flat earther.
Well, that's another one too. But a more correct statement would be, I'm just here to lie. Because every one of those people that say, I'm just here to learn, what they do is lie.
You want him to come right out and tell the truth by saying that, right, Brian? Just come out and say it. I'm here to lie.
Yeah.
Maybe we're overly harsh, but, you know, like I say, I'm
No,
incredibly...
the standard is raised.
Not harsh enough. Not harsh enough.
I'm also... But you didn't let me finish that sentence. I was going to say I'm also incredibly fickle. So, as always, everybody's welcome that following day. You've got to be particularly egregious to actually get banned. But with that, I will say, if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering Streams, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. Well, wasn't that a good start to the week? Almost.
Yeah, I tip my hat to you. That was very good, Nathan. I'm
Almost
glad
didn't
you
have a
came
show.
that hard.
We were so late because the monitor that I ordered last week came this morning. It was supposed to come on Saturday, and I thought I'd have all weekend to fiddle around with it, not like desperately trying to get us. What is it with stupid modern computers and modern technology? I get this new monitor, and it wants to be connected to the Wi-Fi network. It's like, no, you're a monitor. That's what my computer does. I don't need you to be connected to the Wi-Fi network. You're a monitor. Display things. You know what I mean? Instead of that, no, half an hour of setting the thing up, giving it my Wi-Fi password. I'm like, this is not the world I've signed up for, where I'm giving my monitor my Wi-Fi password. This seems stupid.
We're living in a world where you can connect your fridge to the Wi-Fi.
It's nuts.
It's like, this
Wait.
is weird.
Is the monitor trying to identify as a computer?
Yeah, that's exactly right. The monitor's identifying itself as a computer.
I would give you half a tip of a cap because you did abruptly call him out, no messing around, but then you allowed him to stay in your company. So I can't fully give you a tip of the cap because at that stage, the fact that you're allowing them to stay around, you may as well have said nothing and just go, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay, right. Well, let me just address that. So for every person, and I do mean every person that says what you've just said, and you're correct, there's another equally correct person that said, oh man, you can't just get rid of them. That's when it gets good. Literally, one for one.
Well, those people aren't correct. The people saying what I'm saying are correct.
It's
I will
almost...
be shown to be true.
It's weird. It's almost like this scenario that you're picturing. It's like it's a debate almost. It just could be me.
No, Nathan,
It's a what?
he deserved the whole show chastisement just the way you did it.
Angels of light.
Yeah, he deserved the full show chastisement like he got.
Yeah, angels of light.
Well, when you say angels
Oh.
of Weiss, you're basically saying angels of lies.
Well, I didn't lie. I just made a positive claim I couldn't back. And it was a mistake and I admitted it.
That's called a lie.
I don't. Sorry?
What was the positive claim you made? Because I've only been in here for like 35 minutes. I have no idea what's going on. Because I thought you were
He
like...
made a claim about the positive. He made
I don't know.
about the extremities
They're really
of the
angry
world
at me because I made a positive claim
and
about what this
he-
known edge of the world is. I claimed there was an ice wall. And now I'm a really bad person and I'm a liar.
No,
now
just-
that's no humility. What are you
Nobody
doing
said
right
you're
now?
a bad person. That's just you don't have to make stuff up. Again, that's the trait of a bullshitter. Nobody said you're a bad person.
Yeah. Victim baiting.
You called me a liar. I don't like lies.
Yeah, that's 'cause you are.
You are a liar.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, that's correct.
Wow. Oh, okay. So, but
You
the thing
admitted
is,
to it.
right, I did make a positive claim, and when I was an even new
That
flat
you
earther, like
can't
6 months.
validate.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
so you lie.
Yeah, that's a lie. When you say things in a positive
What's a
way that you
lie?
can't back up, that's like lying. Angels of light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought because the water, large bodies of water, would require containment, therefore we would need a container, whether it be an ice wall or
There
not.
you go with a straw man position. No one
Yep.
said that large bodies of water don't require containment. That's not what you said. Now you're trying to rewrite history. What you said is we the known, right? As in you implied that you knew these extremities. You went along with
Actually, what I meant,
implication of an ice wall. You went along with a load of rubbish. You lied to the audience, and now you're trying to pretend, you're trying to reposition it and rewrite history as if we're trying to say there is no containment for liquid water. Nobody said that there was or wasn't containment for liquid water. You made a statement in the positive that was a lie, and you admitted earlier on to it being a lie. And then you're trying to say, I'm not a liar. And you're trying to rewrite history.
okay, what should I say
This
next
is
time?
why people like you I wouldn't want around, and I don't want around, because you're just time wasters and liars.
What should you
Now,
say?
Nathan can do what he wants.
It's not really on you. I mean, you're new. So it's really on Dave Weiss to make sure he vets the people he goes on these shows with and make sure the information he puts up, because he's got slides to go with your lie, hasn't he?
Well, he didn't show the ice wall, but yes.
Sorry, he didn't
Or
show
the
the ice
so-called
wall.
ice wall.
No, there isn't
Or
an
the
ice wall to
so-called ice-
show, but yes. So what is going on? When I say Dave Weiss has got slides to go along with the lie, you disagree, but then agree by saying yes. Yeah, let's just try that once more without being, a shyster, a liar, like a scumbag. Let's just try it once more, Angels of Light. Hopefully you won't interrupt me before I get to the end of the statement. Yep, there it is. What a wanker. Haven't finished my statement, asshole. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your fucking mouth.
Wow, Nathan.
Shut
True colours,
your
I think.
fucking mouth. You insubordinate twat. There's your answer. You happy? You got your answer?
I had something to say there earlier at the end of the show, but you closed out.
Are we taking the position that if you are wrong about a positive claim you make, or you're like incompetent in the claim that you made, that you're a liar?
No,
No,
it's, when you make a positive claim and you know you can't support it, and then you admit to doing that, that makes you a liar.
exactly. Well put.
Exactly, Brian.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I guess that would. You'd have to be a liar if you knew that you couldn't support the claim, but you're making the claim as if you knew. Yeah, you'd have to be a liar. Sorry, buddy.
Exactly. And then after the fact, when it's pointed out to you, if you try and defend that position, again, liar. So even in the face of it being pointed out that you can't back it and you admitting you can't back it, you're going to defend it, making you a liar also. You're bullshitter would be a better word.
Angels, what was the positive claim that you made that you said you made?
He's not here anymore. He left.
Ice wall.
About
Oh,
time.
okay.
Finally got the
Ice-
hint. That's good, chocolate.
Nah, I didn't hear his thing with Weiss, so I don't know exactly what the claim was, but I'm gathering it's the ice wall surrounding the Earth in order to contain waters. I just wanted to hear it from him.
No, he finally got the hint and left. That's like me saying, all right, the dome is made up of plasma.
I can defend him. Hold on. I got to ask him a question, though. I got a defense for him.
He's not here.
Oh.
Say it anyway.
Why are you trying to defend?
It
Yes,
is
Shell.
possible that he is unaware and incapable of learning the exact didactical uses of the words he uses or their syntax or grammar.
Oh, God.
Beautiful. But beyond grammar and syntax, the fact that he was content to challenge the position at all after the fact makes him a bullshitter. It's like, no, you're now trying to defend why you've said that by saying, oh, well, you've got to have containment for water. Did anybody, as Brian also already said, I'm just repeating ourselves, suggest that wasn't the case? No. The position that we're finding hard to stomach is you suggesting that there is a known world extremity, aka a bleeding ice wall. We all know what we're talking about. Now, the reason
Listen,
Go on.
he sat on that show like he was an intellectual. Him, David Scheiss, and whoever the other clown was. Now he wants to come here and say, well, I'm here to learn. Brian's 100% right about that.
Yeah.
When there's any doubt, there's no doubt. Why waste your time? Sorry for the stuff, man. Why waste your time with someone who's a liar, who's a proven liar, and an admitted liar? Why waste your time? They're just going to lie again.
What I heard this afternoon was not a waste of time. It was Nathan demonstrating to every listener out there what a shyster he is. What a shyster he differentiates himself in, and what standards, when he's put a reasonable point to him, how he'll lie and cheat and deceive, to carry on with his own dodgy agenda, which is what? To disrupt this message of us true flat earthers.
You're right.
Yeah.
And his last words were, you show your true colors, Nathan. That was his last words.
If Nathan's true colours this afternoon showed this lying little shithouse for the agenda he had and for the lack of humility that he's got, yeah? And his hidden agenda, I'm here to learn. Really? Doesn't look like it, does it sound like it? And you're certainly not behaving like it.
Well, usually people that are there to learn don't make positive claims. They're kind of antithetical to each other. You know what I mean?
You think?
And they usually don't say, I'm just here to learn. When you go to university or a school of any kind, you say, I'm just here to learn. No, you're either learning or you're not learning.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't go up and teach the class if you're learning.
That goes to his genuineness, listen to the average person listening to that and go, what? What? Why is he not just dealing with what's been put to him? Why is he being a shithouse? Yeah? People aren't stupid, you can hear that. He might think he can say these words, yeah? And people just go, oh, he's only here to learn. He might be that fucking stupid that he actually believes, yeah, but when he says it, people will believe it, yeah? But nobody does. They see him for what he is. Trouble causer at best, yeah? But he's not an honest man having a conversation. He's not even able to answer the points put to him, specifically with regards to his claim of an iceberg. He wasn't even able to answer them directly. He had to behave like a child, a shill, or whatever. But everybody can hear it. That's why it's good that it's not tolerated by Nathan. It's dealt with in that very firm, yeah, attack on him, because that's all he does deserve. He doesn't need mollycoddling and humouring. Yeah, wankers like that deserve exactly what Nathan gave, which is both barrels, and then they can deal with it.
Yeah, I was shocked too. When Nathan came in and said, you, when he asked if we're going to review something, Nathan came right in and said, yeah, you. I was like, all right, it's on now, baby. Bring it.
Well, Nathan, I just want to say that I do know a girl who had a baby only today that was 2.5 years old. A brand new 2.5-year-old.
A brand new 2.5-year-old car.
My wife's just out with a newborn 6-year-old.
Oh boy, and I bet if you pull up that video and we watch it again, there's way more than what he just said there.
No, the video we should check out now is the result of what the likes of David Weiss has given us, which is the one I put into Master B, Nathan. It was posted by Liam on Saturday. This is a couple of girls.
My wife played me after coming back from work. I came home to find 12 new solar panels.
Is it possible that we live on a flat plane, a simple disk encapsulated by a dome-like firmament above that contains the sun, the moon, and the entirety of the known universe?
So within the opener, every single aspect of what we find objectionable and what we would have a go at angels for is summarised in that 12-second opener, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, how many strawmen can you throw in one sentence, like playing a game? It's crazy.
Just listen to that again. That's 12 seconds that summarises beautifully. Who picked? Was it you, Brian, who said this was absolutely perfect? So why did we spend an hour arguing with him? Because it assists the straw man that they want to argue against. Now, just before I play again, Earth's measured flat. Every aspect of Earth, without exception, is flat. Now let's listen to what would be preferable to argue against if you were a controlled opposition that didn't want that to be the argument. You'd prefer that the argument was about...
Is it possible that we live on a flat plane, a simple disk encapsulated by a dome-like firmament above that contains the sun, the moon, and the entirety of the known universe?
There you go. Wouldn't it be better if we argued against that load of old shite that isn't provable, that was being claimed by Dave Weiss and his shyster newbie 2.5-year-old buddy? I mean, it'd be better for them if they were arguing about us suggesting we've got an ice wall in a disk floating up in space. Much more preferable.
If I was a baller and wanted to debate you, yes, I'd much sooner debate you on whether or not there was dough or ice walls, as opposed to how the Earth is measured and navigated flat. I'd hate to discuss that. But take me to Antarctica and I'll bullshit all day, yeah? What? This is the point. Why would somebody who apparently came here with some half-decent knowledge and then over time turn into a retard that wants to use easy-to-defeat straw man arguments? Why would you do that when you've been given? Almost like you compromise yourself on purpose, or that's all you're prepared to put up. But he's been over here with the good arguments, so why would you do that?
Yeah, and he didn't even use any of them. That's the other objection to his video of Weiss.
Why would you mention them? Why would you bring up things that flat earthers wouldn't dream of using, and more fundamentally have no significance with regards to a flat earth? And they're not provable. Why would you be throwing that in the arena? Is it just so it can be easily rebutted?
Yes, I was waiting for the rhetorical question to get answered. Yeah, it makes it much easier because then you can argue with that all day instead of how Earth gets measured or any suggestion of any measurement ever pretending to be a ball-proving measurement, and how we would take it immediately to the flat Earth they'll require for their ball suggestion. Now, if you can make it about ice walls and domes and the sun and moon being contained within them and the extremities of the known universe, as is just being summarised by this dude in this video, then you can challenge that belief of a flat Earth with your belief of a ball and hope that the belief of a ball wins out in that debate. When there is no debate, Earth's flat.
The way I see it is that the whole purpose of Angels of Light is to come here, take some of what we got, which he basically admitted to, things like flight arguments and flight data, and go off and hang around with the likes of David Weiss and basically screw up publicly. Say things that aren't true, mess up, publicly. That's his whole purpose, to take away the validity of what we do actually have that can't be beaten. That's how I view, and I viewed him like that for a while, but I kept it to myself. I might have said it to Neil, but I kept it to myself.
Oh, you kept it to yourself, did you? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's very shilly.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. You take a wolf to catch a wolf.
Note to self: Brian knew and kept it to himself.
I suspected with the way he was carrying on. And him coming in, trying to pretend he was subordinate when he obviously didn't have respect, and he showed it there earlier today. He did that. His whole purpose is to take what we've got, especially the flight end of things, and to try and reposition it as if it's something to do with him and David Weiss and whoever else out there, and make a mess of the argument eventually. Start promoting the flight data as the pitch data argument when it isn't an argument. Things like that. Watch him. He's up to something like that.
Yeah, it seems like they're here to dilute the good arguments and incorporate them into Feast of Nonsense. Dilute any effectiveness that they had.
Yeah. The electrics give it a little kick, and relative density does the rest. Stuff like that.
Well, it seems to me that they're taking known information and then making a positive claim with the known information about something unknown so that it becomes a debatable topic.
Yeah, that sums it up.
And that's just sowing confusion. I don't see the purpose in that.
That's all you're going to get in TikTok. That's all you're going to get. You're going to get stars or angels. You're going to get all of this other nonsense. You're not going to get.
So let me get this straight. So when this Angels dude made that positive claim, he didn't fix it with, this is my stipulation, this is just me speculating, nothing like that. He said there is an ice wall around the Earth, like as positive as that. Is that what he did?
He used the term known. I even use it today. So he implied that he knew something.
Known ice wall.
He was assisting David Weiss on his ice wall claims, and added in that about the known extremities of our world, basically. Now, I can't remember exactly what he said, but we could get the audio, and there is no disagreement that what he said was a complete bullshit. And he admitted today that he bullshitted.
Yeah, all he had to do was say, can you validate that? All he had to do was say to Dave Weiss right then and there, whoa, Dave, can you validate what you're saying right now? No, he backed him up. He had his tongue up his ass, like Nathan said right from the beginning when we reviewed the video. He had his tongue up his ass so deep he was tickling his brain.
Nathan, just so you know, I'm a good shit.
It's actually kind of sad. It really is. And then he said, I've only been on the show 5 times. He just continued to try and validate his position instead of eating some humble pie.
It's this weird thing where people want to be positive about something that they're not positive about. I don't really get what that does for people. Like, if someone asks me a question and I don't know, I have no problem saying I don't know. Right? Like, that's just being honest. If I don't know, I don't know. Like, I can speculate. I can do all that if I want. But to claim something as positive when you know damn well it's not, it's just weird to me.
Oakley, what's this guy?
I have no idea.
Isn't that easy?
Whatever it is, it's beautiful. But I don't know what it is. And that's literally what I tell people. I don't know what that is. What's the moon? I don't know what that is. Freaking beautiful light up there, but I don't know what it is.
No, but they'll say we're in the Matrix.
Okay. You do that then. Don't even see how that helps. We're in the Matrix, so we're in a Matrix that presents itself as a flat stationary plane. Okay. Thanks.
I saw glitches in the sky. That means we're in the Matrix.
I mean, I don't think Dave Weiss is actually a shill. I just think he's a useful idiot.
Are you serious now?
Yeah, I think he's a useful idiot.
Wrong. Wrong.
He's a freaking shill.
Yeah, it makes no difference either way, Adam's right.
Can't prove either way, can you? But you can show that he's dishonest because of the way he's carried on. So whether he was just a useful idiot or he's part of the big ball club, like I say, you can't define, but you can see that a man who's pimped an app, and at the time he pimped the app, maybe he didn't realise this ice wall was not real, and half the things he put in there were silly and not anything to do with flat Earth plates. Yeah? But now they've been pointed out to him for him to continue on this path, tricking people, taking people's money for an app that's apparently to do with flat Earth, even though he now knows as of today it's not, and it's a deceivement for anybody who's genuinely interested. That's when there's an indictment. And I don't give a shit which club he's on. I do know he's a liar and a cheater.
That's why he pushes his app, because it has an ice wall on that map, right? So he pushes it, right? The map on his shyster app.
Yeah.
He's a useful idiot for the other side, for sure. He's a useful idiot, that's for sure.
I couldn't come in
He
a
got
few
rich.
minutes ago, Neil.
Yeah.
Neil.
Hi, Brian.
I couldn't come in a few minutes. I couldn't come in a few minutes ago, Neil. When you reiterated that Angels of Light had said that he had only been here 5 times. Like, can he support that positive claim that he was here only 5, exactly 5, not 4, not 7, 5? I've only been here 5 times, really? Can you support that? Because that seems like another positive claim that you're willing to just throw out there, and whether it's true or not.
What's the number of times he's been here got to do with that?
I don't know, but he gave a very specific number. I think it was 4.
But after you've been here 10 times, do you stop lying? What do you mean? I've only been here 5, so I can still lie still. Yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, he said he was only here for 5 shows, which is a lie because he was here way more than 5 times.
Okay, maybe. Okay, so when he's been here for 10 or 20, what does that mean? Does that mean what? He won't lie to us then? He won't deceive? He won't shout there's an ice wall when he can't prove it? When he's been here 10 times. But until then, he's only been here 5, so he can just chat shit. And he's reasonable. I've only been here 5 times. What are you on about?
Well, he's just here to learn, Adam.
Yeah. He wants to just feel Dave Weiss
He's
full of the show, you know.
Well,
But
that's
he's
right.
just here to learn, Adam. He's just here. 1 second. He's just here to learn, Adam. So he hasn't learned not to be a lawyer yet. Is that the situation?
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's important that Nathan did what he did today. Because you're going to have viewers out there, and they know our situation with Weiss. Anybody that tells lies and doesn't represent Flat Earth the way we should be representing it. So they're going to say, wait a second, Angel was there, and now he's on Nathan's show, and what's going on here? So I'm glad Nathan pour into him.
Well, technically what Nathan did was, hey, did you take that television and sell it? We know you took it. Yeah, I took it. So you took the TV and sold it, and then you told a lie about it. And then you did this, and the other thing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right, this is despicable, you're horrible, blah, blah, blah. Get out of here, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, come back tomorrow for a cup of tea.
That's not what
You want my other TV.
But Brian, hold on a second, Brian. Wait, you're being a little hard on the format. The format is you'll be warmly welcomed back the next day. Now, Nathan will welcome him back warmly as a host, but he'll have 10 pairs of eyes peering in on him.
Oh
no.
Uh-oh, I know that
Well, a lot
laugh.
of people-
Is that guns?
He's been here.
I said hello, Brian. Oh, hi, Neil. How are you today?
Okay, just let me give you a real quick thing. Hold on, Brian. Let me just give you a real quick thing so it goes smooth. Hold on, Guns. Guns.
Yeah.
Say something and then relax for 20 seconds so somebody else can respond. Otherwise, his audio.
Neil telling people to relax is
All I
funny.
wanted to say is I've just got the last 10 minutes of the show. So briefly fill me in. If you don't mind. I sort of get the gist of it.
Don't make positive claims about unknown topics when we're dealing in a known subject. Just stick to what you know. Basically, what it's
right. Like when flat earthers claim true south as a direction that's equivalent to north. Yeah, it's silly.
Yeah. Stuff like that. Just making stuff up that isn't true.
What was the example that was just given there?
Giving true south as an equivalent to true north. So true north being an absolute direction that you can ascribe that term. South not being
the only way. Yeah.
I didn't hear what Fashy said. You tried to give me some version of it, Nathan, but I don't know if that's what he said. That's why I asked him.
Oh, no, I was just saying there's a whole... It seems like it's 50-50 now between everyone that I've known on Discord. It's like now all of a sudden there's a whole entire other half that's saying that south is a one-for-one equivalence to north, and it's not. But I guess that's a little off topic. But it's still weird shit going on. The flat earth community's been losing their minds since
we have to fill us in on this. I don't know where you're going with this, or what your argument is, or what their argument is.
It's not really. See, my thing is like north is established through sky observations, right? When people are looking at Polaris, you know you're looking north when you see it. So therefore, everybody in like Moscow, London, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, every single city and every single village and every single town in the northern latitudes within a 24-hour period will have enough overlap to where everyone can go outside, look at the sky, and point north, and all see the same thing. But that doesn't happen anywhere else. But I've gotten reamed many times for arguing that south is not the same thing as north, by everybody in the politics server, essentially. So,
Well, south
everything's
is
just
not
been a
north.
mess.
North is not south. South is in direct 180 degrees from north. That's how we determine.
Yeah,
south
exactly.
Is determined, like east and west are determined from north.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if you make a 45-degree circle of equal elevation around Polaris, you're on 45 degrees latitude. So if everybody's in different spots of that circle of equal altitude and they're all pointing north, south is going to be exactly opposite for each individual person. So I don't get why flat earthers now claim, like, the whole two celestial pole thing and all that's just been.
I knew it.
Oh God, it's been driving.
Directions. The celestial, the whole south celestial. There is no south celestial pole. There's no south celestial pole star. The south celestial pole is a pole. Yeah, they don't understand what they're talking about, obviously, which is not surprising because I've dealt with them over there before.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a headache.
There is no.
We heard.
You would say there's no affixed south celestial pole, right?
Well, there isn't it's just celestial pole at all.
Right. So, I catch myself because, like, if I'm arguing for a north celestial pole, that's kind of just as bad because a pole just means the opposite end of a sphere anyway. Really, I mean,
no, there's a pole star in the north. Pole Eris.
Sure.
Yeah, that's in the north. Pole Eris, right? Polaris. That's the pole star of the north. If they're looking for another pole, then they're making one up when they're trying to say there's one in the south. That's just making one up. They don't like the two poles, one in the north, two celestial poles, one in the north, one in the south, is a globe thing. They are directly above the north and south geographic poles of a globe. So if they're arguing for that, they're arguing for a globe.
You know what the issue is a lot of people on the other server, you have people like Jedi, Matrix or whatever, the Steve Irwin side. There's a lot of Australians there, and they're very adamant that there is a physical, like a one-for-one equivalence to Polaris where they live, and there's just not. But for some reason, they're obsessed with it, and like if you disagree with that, then they call you an idiot and an ice waller. I've been called an ice waller, which I don't.
You're a liar. No, he's a liar.
Huh?
Okay, Eli. So you know what's going on there. Fill us in.
Yeah, what's going on? It's like the Etherites coming to us and giving arguments and telling us that we have to accept X, Y, Z, and no one's saying, hey, there's, I don't have to, or Jedi doesn't have to make any claims other than, hey, Vax, it's not a fucking circle Earth. The end. It's them that pushes this agenda that forces extra conversation. The answer was no, it's not what you said. That's it.
So 45 degrees north latitude is not a circle of equal elevation then, right? So that means 1 degree north latitude.
I can tell him, hey, look, it appears
of equal altitude, right?
One at a time.
I can tell him one thing, and he'll just strawman it and respond to something else. Like who?
Can I ask the question? No, you said it's not a circle Earth, but I mean that's how our that's how we map the world is through circles of equal altitude. So if you're at 5 degrees north latitude, that's not a 5 degree circle of equal altitude with Polaris being in the center. I don't understand.
To actually.
Who's causing the feedback? This is unaudible, guys. Yeah, whoever's bouncing back, don't for anything. Whoever that is now.
That's Eli. Eli, go on mute.
Anyway, no, you won't be responding to a reification that I gave you. Stop doing that. Nobody's doing that. So stop doing that.
Are you saying nobody is calling you idiot if you ask question, Elijah?
No, I'm saying circles of equal elevation have absolutely nothing to do with the conversation.
What are you talking about? They're circles of equal elevation. They're absolutely circles. They're not triangles.
Oh my God, Eli, just let him respond. It's inaudible.
Yeah, Eli, you gotta go on mute as soon as you're done talking because it's causing feedback.
Yeah, well, I'm also talking. I can see if I was
okay,
off
it's
mute,
just you talking then, Eli, because literally when you're not talking, if you're on mute, nothing else is heard other than the crap you're causing.
Yeah, it sounds like you're rubbing two balloons together. Like it's like a weird buffering noise.
Yep.
So there's a lot of silence. Is there a point or what?
Yeah.
Well, if someone's referencing celestial navigation and referencing circles of equal altitude, then they are also referencing Polaris.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with what he's claiming I'm saying? And I'm telling you point blank, I'm not.
Well, we don't know what I don't know what he's saying or what you're not saying. We haven't heard that.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, though. I'm telling that's what I started with. He's a liar. Stop trying to say that people are saying.
Why are you calling me a liar, Eli?
Elijah, what he said that he lied. Can you tell now? What he lied?
Who doesn't accept simple yeses and nos?
Elijah, what he lied?
Okay, Elijah, the Tropic of Cancer is what was it? 23.5 degrees or 25.3? It's the Tropic of Cancer is 23.5 degrees north latitude. Would you say that's a circle or not a circle?
The point?
Is it a circle or not a circle?
Is what a circle?
The Tropic of Cancer.
You could call it a circle, I guess. It's an idea. Like
so I could call a circle of equal altitude. I could call that a circle. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay. What's the problem? What's the problem? What's that got to do with what you were just saying before I got on mic?
Well, it kind of seems like once Polaris is no longer visible in the sky, then all of a sudden you guys start claiming that there's separate crap going on when that's just not the case.
What do you mean separate? What do you see how it gets more vague and more vague as he tries to
He's saying Elijah about the second rotation in the south. Everybody knows what he's saying.
Exactly. 2 points in the sky. I knew it.
Okay, and
when you ask question on some places about that, people calling you idiot, even if you know both sides know that sea level is level. But when you ask that question, some people who are experienced, let's say, flat earthers, they are telling you that you are idiot to ask even that question because he will post you the link and the proof of the second rotation, not the glober. The flat earther will prove you the second rotation. Do you understand?
What happens is, Sasha, that actually no. Someone like us will try to by default accept.
When is that?
Who's that?
You're off mute.
I don't know. Somebody's.
Oh, sorry.
He said, "I don't know." It's you. When they're trying to reify the what is it, the UAE map projection, and we're like, well, the problem with that is as you go south, you don't see the same stars rotating around the same point like you would with Polaris and the stars that do. And so
what they do in the sky in the south?
Excuse me?
And what they do, the stars in the south.
I don't know, but what they're not doing is going with the stars that are going around Polaris. That's what I know they're not doing.
They are not going around the Polaris because you don't see the Polaris around the south. That's your saying.
Obviously, I can't claim something that I can't see.
How
right?
do you know that they are not going around the Polaris if you don't see the Polaris?
Unfortunately, look, you can't have... Everyone stop. Everyone go on mute. You can't have a back and forth with Eli because it's inaudible if his mic's open when anyone else is open. So if you're listening to Eli, just let him get to... Just let him get to the end of his statement.
I was doing really good, but he just cut me off to ask me a follow-up.
Yeah, I'm telling him off for it. I get it. But it's your mic that's causing the problem. Like, while I'm talking now, I can hear those two balloons rubbing together, Eli.
Put the balloons down.
And the more important point.
Well, Eli, if you're at like you can, Eli, you do realize if you're at 26 degrees north latitude, you can start seeing the Southern Cross and parts of Octantis, not Sigma Octantis, that's made up the constellation called Octantis that looks like a trapezoid. Like you can start seeing all of these stars in the south that you can't, like once you're 27, 28 degrees north latitude, you can't see them. But once you go to 26 degrees and lower, you can see both sets of what a lot of flat earthers claim are opposite rotating stars at the same time, all moving east to west.
Again, so?
So there is no, you cannot be flat earther calling people idiot when Wax said that, you know, because that's the fact, you know. And you cannot post like a flat earther to prove for the second rotation and calling other people idiots. That's so.
I just want to say something.
I'm just saying.
Oh, Eli, please.
You see them? I gotta start responding.
I'm just going to end the show soon because this is absolutely horrendous. Thanks, Eli.
Well, I didn't unmute until he was done talking. So
it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to tell you. It doesn't matter. Right now, all we're hearing is your mic. That's everyone can hear you and nothing else while you're involved. Just so you know. To the point where I don't want to...
When other people are talking, though. So what difference does it make?
Elijah is making only awful sound. Who has the, how to say, headphones on the ears? It's really disturbing. Only that, nothing else.
May I ask? I'm sorry, guys, but I'm missing it. What is the valid point of contention that has become debatable?
Point in the sky.
While no one else's mic is open, right? Sorry, Neil, stepped on you there, but the audio should be fine right now as I'm the only one talking, right? So check this out. Vaxwax said what he said. I don't have a response to that. I don't have a rebuttal to that. I'm not saying anything beyond what I said. So I don't have a problem. I have a problem when people put words in my mouth because they're trying to make conclusions and inferences, and I won't do that. You didn't hear me curse him. You didn't hear me tell him he's retarded. You didn't hear none of that from me. He offered what he offered, and I said, and so, and he didn't say anything else. So there's nothing else to say.
But Neil, you said that the stars in the south don't go around Polaris. That was a claim you made here earlier.
Well, if I can't see them going around Polaris, what? Are they? I'm not going to say they're going around Polaris.
Yeah, but you're saying they don't. The point is you can't say either way if you don't know. That's the point.
Yeah, that's the point.
He's saying they are, though. That's the thing. Like a circle, like all the stars going around one point, like the AE projection. He's saying that. He's saying that. I'm not saying, hey, the stars are not doing this or doing. I'm just telling you what I observe, and I'm telling you I don't observe something. That's not me doing what he's doing.
Well, we got to the bottom of that pretty quick.
This comes Am I incorrect to state that from what I've heard on the politics server, it's just outright accepted that there is a 24-hour Antarctic sun? Is that correct or incorrect? Or is there an argument?
Almost, Brian.
Nobody's accepted that because just like nobody here can validate that, Jedi say that. I would never say that. I don't know why Sasha's co-signing that. I don't know what you're talking about. Just as quickly
Elijah,
as will be.
nobody wants. Sorry.
As quick as any of the guys over there would be saying that. That's ridiculous.
That was a topic like 1 month ago. It was like a hot topic, you know. If you and here was touched like one time, 2 times, but in 24/7 was like for 1 month. And I'm telling you that Elijah, maybe you didn't do that, but other people did that, and they was posting and proving like a fact there is southern rotation like a fact, not like you said. I don't know. Do you understand?
Like who, Sasha? Yeah,
like Jedi, and Jedi posted
is this better, by the way?
The picture. Like a Jedi posted the pictures, and he called me idiot because I asked the fact, the proof, the video, the something, and he proved the picture. You know that picture with the stars in the sky, and there is a sky with full of stars. That was a proof for second rotation. You know, that's like a. Do you understand? Like I post the picture of the Earth. And I can post you, and Earth is spherical, my Elijah. Why you don't accept that picture?
That was not 24-hour sun. That was a different story. Check
yeah,
this out.
24 hours.
So Sasha, I was there. And again, the only contention that all of that energy and everything you're remembering came from one person, Wax. He's the only person that drum up all that conversation. And he was making certain claims, trying to make certain inferences that people just weren't going to accept for no reason. Right? So that's what you remember.
Yeah,
that's
like
what
the tropical cancer being a circle, Eli. Yeah. I don't mean to cut you off.
Like a projection, and that there could still be a 24-hour sun. Yes, that was you having that conversation.
I have not mentioned.
That was me not trying to have the conversation until you go do something else with your time.
I see the problem. Give me a second. I see the problem. You're equating what's happening in the sky to a map. The AE map, the only connection the AE map has to the sky is the latitude and longitude grid. And that is derived from elevation angles to Polaris. Nothing else. Anything else that's happening in the sky has nothing got to do with the AE map or any other map.
That's what I'm saying. Tell Vaxwax that.
So wait, so you're gonna tell Vaxwax that latitudes are circles of equal altitude around Polaris? Okay, I already know that. I don't think you know that, Eli.
No, when you talk about observations and how the data matches the observations, and I'm not calling it a Pac-Man Earth, but what kind of other inference can we make from the data? That kind of shit, right? That's you, right?
I will tell you what's
you, right?
Me. I will go to the
No, be quiet, Sasha. That's you, right? Vaxwax. Oh,
wait, what are you talking about?
When I'm rejecting that and I'm saying, nah, I'm not doing that. When I'm saying no, there's no reason to come to any of those conclusions. I'm attacked. It's just like the ether people who are like, okay, well, you can't accept that. You can't have something from nothing or whatever it was. And we're like, what? Like, we're not even a part of that conversation. Like, what are you talking about? It's the same thing, but you guys are not seeing it. I don't know, Brian, for some reason, all of you guys are accepting that over a 24/7, it's more important for us to talk about 2 points in the sky, when actually we're just trying to defend against them trying to have us accept that it is 1 point of rotation with everything revolving around it because we live on a circle. We're just trying to reject that. That's all. That's all we're trying to do.
Well, up until the equator, everything is a circle. That's how it's mapped out. That's what latitude is. Man, I just had a good point and I just lost it. Just I'll go on mute. I'll come
I
back
blame
in a few
Eli.
minutes.
No, latitude's not that at all.
Oh, and that's what it was, Eli. It sounded like a minute ago you were trying to like very softly strawman me with. Would you say Pac-Man Earth? What the fuck is that even?
Just admit it. You're a Pac-Man Earther.
No, I was more into Space Invaders, but that's fine.
Yeah, you guys don't know because you're not in 24/7. It's him. It's what's the other guy's name? Percentage. It's a whole crop of people, just like the Etherites. Y'all are missing it, and I told y'all was missing the ether shit before Brian was even on it back then. Like I'm telling y'all what's going on now, and y'all not listening.
Hold on, I was telling everybody about the ether shit.
Hang on, Ian. My name has been mentioned twice there now. Why are you
Well, I
mentioning my
mentioned your
name
name
twice?
because you're the person I want to understand the most.
What is
So
it you want me to understand?
Is that a crime that I want you to be? I'm connecting with you because it's more important for me for you to understand what's happening and what's not happening versus everyone else. Because everyone else
think you're
doesn't
massively
care. They're not going to put their
overestimating.
mouth on the line like everybody.
Yeah, I think you're overestimating Brian's significance in this whole deal.
Well, explain to him, so because he's going to ask you.
Hang on. Yeah, hang on. All I said, right, that could have been contentious is that from what I heard, and I just wanted to get confirmation on it, people in the politics server just outright accept the 24-hour sun. Now, from what you said, that isn't true. That they don't. So that means when I've been told that, or I've heard that on the grapevine, that means that that's wrong. Because you are telling me, no, that's not the truth. That's not the truth. Now, other than that, all I did was put in a few bits that just correcting people on a few things. I could have put in more, like Vax said 23.5 degrees for Tropic of Cancer. It's not, it's 23.4. I could have been really anal about it, but I wasn't.
You're just being anal now.
You corrected me. Yeah, I am being anal now, yeah, I am. You corrected me on the 24-hour sun thing with politics. That's right. So what you're saying, just want to make sure that I have you correctly, like what you're saying is people are not making claims about things to do in the sky in the politics server.
I will say
with the exception of Vax.
I would say that yes, people probably have made claims because I know I've made claims and we've spoken about that. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I don't have to do that, and I've repositioned myself. I don't know what anyone else is doing because I'm not around as much as I typically was. But what I'm telling you is the people who are talking about the potential of a 24-hour sun are the same people right now that are talking about me going talking about 2 points in the sky. No, they're the ones trying to say that it's possible that there's a 24-hour sun and all this other stuff is BS because that's them, not me, not 24/7, not the real ones.
Eli, can you see a pole star from Sydney, Australia?
You see, this is the kind of stuff like they just keep asking questions. He's not even in the conversation. He just keeps on trying to bait me with different points. That like it's annoying. And you guys have seen this a million times. Like, what's going on?
Well, I mean, it's just yes or no. Either yes
what are you
can.
trying
It's
to
called
say, Vax?
Sigma Octantis, or no, you can't.
Vax, now you're doing. He told you that he doesn't know, and it could be both things. In
Fair
that
enough.
case, yeah.
It may not have even been Eli, but I'm pretty sure Eli and me have personally had an argument on 24/7 or politics or whatever about the validity of something called Sigma Octantis being real.
You to your face.
Right? Yeah, you told me before that southern latitudes are derived from Sigma Octantis.
What can we define pole star?
I never said that in my life.
Can we define that?
I never said that in my life.
That's fair.
And that's why he's a liar.
Okay,
Look,
so
why are you entertaining this dude? He's a liar. I told you he's a liar.
I said that I'm pretty sure it was you, and if it's not you, then that's fine. But I'm
No,
pretty
but
sure
you
that
just like you
you
keep
have
trying to
personally
get
told
people to
me
take those
that southern
positions, and we keep
latitudes are
telling
derived
you
from Sigma
sigma octantis is
Octantis.
not even a point. Who told you it's a point? Like Polaris, nobody.
Should we go over there now and ask? Well, we'll go over there and ask the room. We'll ask
No,
the class.
The point is, nobody. I put all the money I have. Jedi didn't tell him that. Miggy didn't tell him that. Indio didn't tell him that. So if it wasn't those people,
Indio absolutely has.
who told you,
Indio
and who's
absolutely has. I
significant
know for
enough
a
that it
fact
really
Indio
matters to
has.
have that conversation on this show?
You know what you guys like to post over there? You guys like to post like a picture, like
Yeah,
two
he's doing it again. He
CDs
did it.
sitting on
He
the
did it.
table.
Respond to anything that
Shut
I
up,
say. He's
Eli.
gonna go to another.
Okay.
You're letting the
Actually, no,
confusion
I
happen.
did. I literally told you Indio for a fact has definitely told me the validity of Sigma Octantis is how you derive southern latitudes. Yeah. Let's see. Jedi most certainly said that. Matrix has most certainly
What's the
said
problem?
that. There, I can go through the list and tell you all the people who've actually said that for a fact.
So what's
Okay,
the problem?
Faxi, Eli didn't say it though. You said a minute ago Eli had said that.
That's fair.
Do you accept that he
No,
didn't
well,
say it?
I said I'm pretty sure. I left room there that it may not have been Eli because me and Eli have had other heated discussions about other things before too. So that's fine. If Eli didn't say that, there's no reason why I wouldn't believe him. It's way more likely that I'm mistaken. That's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make me a liar just because you get something somewhat incorrect and you don't remember. That doesn't make you a liar.
Listen, I don't know what
He
trolls
called me
he
a liar from
talks
the jump
to
as soon
in
as
the
he started talking anyway.
I don't know what trolls he talks to in the comment section that I wouldn't consider a 24/7 panel member, but I know who talks in there, and I know who says what, and I don't know what he's talking about and who he's talking to, because there's a million trolls in 24/7, including on the mod team. So again, I don't care what you're saying, other people saying, but when you're taking the banner of 24/7, even though there's there's some shit going on, but that aside, right? Like you're not going to be like 24/7 represents this and represents that. You're a liar.
Well, hold on, Eli, because AI came in here and said that, well, there's people on, well, actually, he came on your show, to Discord, and said that there are people from FED that deny observation. And he was talking about Vaxy Waxy. So there are people on that
No,
side.
wait, hold on. But Vaxy Waxy is listen, I don't like him. And if the people that I respect on 24/7 don't like him either, that's the point I'm making to y'all. Because he does shit like this.
Well, I'm trying to settle the ambiguity.
Like what? Say that the Tropic of Cancer is a circle? See,
No,
that's the
what's
thing.
the
Like you
problem? What's the
say that and you
problem?
get called
There's
an
no
ice baller.
problem. With
Well,
nobody said that was a problem.
That was never anything. Because to say that latitudes are circles of equal altitude
See, now he's
was
going to
never a point of
continue
contention
like
until
someone
after
said that that's a
Jaron and a
problem,
bunch of
but
douchebags went
that's
on
the
a boat
problem.
ride somewhere.
He's creating problems where they don't exist.
Well, the thing is, right, when the initial question was about a southern pole star, can we define?
There is no southern pole star.
Right. What is a pole star for us to argue about it?
No, you have to see it, first of all. No one claims that there's a pole star that you see in 24/7, as far as I'm concerned. The people that I care about, the people that I think are relevant. I've never said that.
Okay, so they all think
Jedi's never said
Kansas is
that.
just a fairy tale. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Cool.
We please.
I'll bring that up later. I'll pop in there in a little bit.
So then what did AI Overlord mean when he said that people from FED deny observation?
Well, Vax Wax, when you're looking at, I don't know, like in particular close to the equator, and you're seeing stars go north and south, he'll ignore that. That's what he means.
What do you mean
I don't
you
want to
see
speak
stars go
for
north
him,
and
but
south?
I've said that to Vax Wax.
Let me ask again. Did we ever establish what a pole star was to be having this conversation?
Well, no, because I even said a few minutes ago, even saying, you know, I mean, granted, it's called Polaris. Claudius Ptolemy cataloged it in 100 AD. It's always been called. It used to be called Stellar Polaris or Stella Polaris, something like that. Get it? Yeah, Polestar. But that's even a little dicey too for me, like because once you start insisting that there's a pole, that means there has to be an opposite to that pole. You know, just like on a magnet, you got the north pole of the magnet and the southern. You know, there's always going to be.
He's saying that like the Etherites and whatever. We never said that. As a matter of fact, we said we have nothing like that as far as we know. That's what I'm saying. That's what Jedi said. That's what we're saying. He's saying what he just said.
Oh, so I was just having psychosis for 2 months every time I went in there and had this argument. Okay.
No, when you said what you said, you were saying that as if you believe that, right? Like there has to be an equal and opposite, right? That's you, right? Putting your name on that? Like a magnet, right? That's you, right?
No, because one time I said the celestial spirit. No, because there's been times where I said the celestial spirit is not something we should be
y'all
talking
are seeing it. Like I
No, dude,
really
you
is
go in
blowing my
there.
mind. It's
Eli,
my birthday. I don't have time for this, yo. By the way.
Happy birthday, Eli.
Happy birthday, Eli.
Happy birthday, Eli.
Unhappy birthday, Eli.
Thank you.
Oh, Vaxie, come on.
It's a joke. Come on. Grown men who care about their birthdays, they're just gross.
Listen, once I pass 40, I don't say happy no more. It's a countdown.
What I'm hearing is a misunderstanding, a continual misunderstanding of positions and situations. Now, just because there's a pole star doesn't mean there has to be an opposite pole. That doesn't mean there isn't an opposite pole. Why it's called Polaris, right, which translates basically, if you look into it, the pole of the air. Why it's called that, I honestly don't know. Does it have magnetic abilities or properties? I don't know. So I don't know if there's an opposite pole or if there's supposed to be an opposite pole. I don't know that. So you can't make a claim that there is or should be or isn't or shouldn't be. You can't say either way. The problem is people, it seems to me that there's an ongoing argument going on, and some people within this, now, you can't say nobody on 24/7 or on politics or saying X, Y, or Z, when you then say, because I know for definite that this person, and this person isn't saying it, I don't know about the rest. But it's very likely that there is people saying stupid stuff over there.
No, that's like me. That's like me digging through the incest pool that is our it's not really our or Nathan's Discord, but whatever Discords we've been using, taking the one that we know we wouldn't put on the panel, who's probably a fake flat earther, as we would call him, and then going somewhere else and saying this is what FED represents. Like some troll in a dark corner somewhere, some troll in a dark corner somewhere who's in FED, who's a part of FED's server. He's going to take that argument with him and go, this is what represents FED. That would, you understand how ridiculous that would be, right?
I understand that, but the one thing I will say, and I don't know about this, if it is a situation on the politics server, we have a particular FED panel, of course you remember, right? Mm-hmm. And it's within Google, so that separates us from the Discord. Now, is there a particular group that you're a part of in politics server that is like that? That is defined that way. It's defined that way.
Well, not defined it just by me knowing them, and if you're in the politics server and you're hearing who's talking, he's not going to put a name to any of the people that are actually active, because then I'd bring them in here.
Who are you talking about, like Jedi or who's that other guy? Let's see.
I just
Jedi,
told him would not co-sign his bullshit.
AV. Let's see. AV. Who's the big dog over there? God, what's his name?
What, Heretic?
Oh yeah, Heretic. Yeah, Heretic got into it with me about Sigma Tantus as well.
So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Look, we're not getting into it with these Etherites. My bad. I mean, whatever you're doing. It's like every day he comes in and antagonizes, and we have to, and we then respond. That's what you're seeing, Brian. You're seeing a response. You're like, well, there seems to be this beef that's been going. No, it's been just one person, one lone person Vaxi, every time he's
I
coming
haven't
here,
been
I've
in there
told
in
you
over
this.
50 days,
Going back
bro.
for
50
months.
days at least. What are
Going
you
back for
talking about?
months. I've told you, yep, Vaxi Waxi's been pushing this agenda. It's just him. It's just him.
It's just me arguing that Sigma Octantis isn't real, right? Yeah, that's the whole point, you moron. I'm the one saying Sigma Octantis isn't an actual thing. They're saying that I'm retarded because I don't believe in Sigma Octantis.
No, he's lying.
Because
He's a
I'm not
liar.
from
And
Australia.
again, there you go. He's lying right now.
Yeah, just go ahead and call him
Like
basically
nobody
call me a
wants to
liar.
talk.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you something, Brian. Let me ask you something, Brian. Am I gonna use Sigma Octantis for any reason to tell someone that the Earth is flat?
No, that doesn't. I was just going to say.
It doesn't seem like it would be me, right?
No,
It doesn't seem like it'd be a good idea, right?
No.
But then you got you got the busiest fine art server, whereas anyone that's new to the subject,
neither are. No, I'm talking about.
One at a time.
Okay, so neither are the majority of the people that are active in 24/7. It's only reification earthers, right? Who tell us we have to have an answer, like him.
Does the class want to go on a field trip with me? I'll go in there and I'll ask right now to the open room, hey, Sigma Octantis is full of shit. Who agrees with me? And then we'll see what happens. Let's do that.
Hang on. Hang on. The only reference we should have to the story at present, until we know more, to do with whether or not it has any proof for what the geometry of the Earth should be the measurement of the celestial bodies in celestial navigation. My point being is that we can only have a discussion about the sky. We shouldn't be having any arguments about it because we can't prove things about it. It's a mystery. So
right,
I know, Eli, I can't speak for other people over there, but I know you would not be saying anything about Sigma Octantis or any other thing.
But it's not. No, but the only reason Sigma Octantis is brought up is when someone is defending, telling Vaxi Waxy that talking about this at all isn't even relevant. This is a flat Earth server. He drags the conversation into this, like he's doing here with us. Like we're not pressed about Sigma Octantis. Nobody over there is. It's only in response to him
but you guys
ruining the day.
But you
bringing up what he's bringing up.
Southern latitudes are derived.
Yeah, but okay,
dude, it's gotten to the point. Listen, no, Jedi at one point was trying to break it down for me because I was getting really frustrated. And I told Jedi, I said, listen, break it down into little tiny baby chunks for me so I can digest this. What are you talking about? You know what he did? He sent me a diagram where it's two circles, like two CDs, and both edges of the CDs are touching each other. One's the North Pole, one's the South Pole. One has the center. The one circle, the center is Polaris. The other circle, the center is Sigma Octantis, and that's how latitudes are derived. Like this is like you're acting like I'm just making all this. You guys are hardcore.
Hold on, everyone, just chill for a second.
Is that what you're talking about?
Chill.
Are you talking about hamburger Earth?
Just 1 sec.
Same thing we talk about.
You guys remember Quasi-Luminous? Spill your blood for Quasi. Remember? Got to get to the center of the CD, man. It's all about getting to the center.
All right. Anyway, no, we don't know what that is. But the bottom line is, we often try to like, because who you think started the hamburger Earth thing? This place.
What the fuck is a hamburger Earth, dude? You keep making up this shit.
No, listen. Y'all need to just shut him up. We started that based off of Baller's claims. And we're like, listen, this is not reality. But if you want to go with a model, if you want to go with the celestial spheres, just two planes of what's the word? Antipodal to each other. But it's not real.
Yeah, sandwiched on top.
We say that. He's trying to repackage it like we're saying something else. And y'all not seeing it.
Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I was on that server for literally almost at least a year and a half almost. And then I didn't have any issues with anybody on there until after like December 15th. And then it started getting really fucking weird and everyone started spiraling about Sigma Octantis is real. It's absolutely retarded.
Right, is that it? With that, I'm going to say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to both Discord and G+ Panels for making today's after show possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.